the show. You watch UAP True 33. I'm John. I'm your host. And today we're going to do a little fun episode. We're going to look at some footage. I got some stuff from Robert Shape at Custodian File. I got some things from Indie UFO. She does great work. And UAPSD and some other things that I found on TikTok. And I think you're going to be interested. And then there's a piece in there with Eric Davis explaining to Peter Skafish of the Soul Foundation about George Bush Sr. being briefed about Holloman Air Force Base. And I think you're going to find that very interesting just because of who Eric Davis is. And, Eric Davis is, has high level classifications, and he's a scientist, and basically he's been saying some pretty wild stuff lately. I believe at the Disclosure Fund conference, the one where Elizondo held up the picture that was really crop circle irrigations, and he said it was UFO. That event, it's awful that kind of overshadowed the things that were being said by Eric Davis. But in that in that conference, he said that there was 4 known types of beings that we're dealing with when it comes to NHI, and one was, this is the craziest, insectoid type non-human intelligences, and he says they're not really bugs, but they just appear to us to be. That's basically the only framework we have to categorize them as insects, just like with he says there's, I don't even want to say it because YouTube always gives you that little, box down there, but lizard people, he said that the grays, there's like 2 different kinds of grays, a small group and a tall group, but he lumped them into one category, and then the Nordics, right? And so this is just wild, And also I did a little thought experiment, and I asked Gemini what its honest conclusions were about the UAP and NHI subject, and it gave me a wild answer last night, So then I was thinking to myself, man, that's crazy that Gemini actually gave me this answer. It said that, yes, this is based on the data it was able to find, that yes, this is real. This phenomenon is real. And then it just got really deep. And so today I did it again, but at this time I did it with Copilot. And I've always noticed that Copilot was more, it would kind of push back on some of the crazier ideas that I had, and I use Copilot a lot when I'm creating because of this, right? It's like my, it kind of steelmans my argument. It kind of, keeps me from not going too far out, and I need that, because I'm the type that, look, I don't actually, like, I'm not one of those people that believe everything. I don't think that there's, some starseed living in Florida and they're from Arcturus and they're the only one on the planet. And, only they can tell us what the nature of reality is. Like, I don't get into that. When we start getting into that type of thing, I kind of pull away. I look at analytical, evidence-based, but at times I will reach conclusions or assumptions that maybe aren't always apparent just based in the evidence. But I do want to let you guys know, I've been doing this channel for a while now, and if you watch some old videos and new videos, you can see that there's like a trajectory where I'm kind of back and forth in my beliefs. But anyway, it's just really interesting. But I will say this, right? The phenomenon is real, right? And nobody can tell you that it's not real, because the only thing that a phenomenon is an observation, or an object, or it's this manifestation, this observation that people have. So people are seeing something, people are experiencing things, so nobody can tell you that those are false, right? There's definitely a phenomenon, but the question is, what is it, right? Because there's definitely a phenomenon there. And you listen to whistleblowers like David Grush in 2023, who actually went pretty deep with it. And this kind of brought forward the whole this could be beings from a higher dimensional reality, and you have to kind of understand that we operate with five senses. And this is basically our framework of how we interact with our environment, and that people like, Riz Verk and some others that kind of postulate this simulation theory. And I don't believe it's like simulation like a video game, but at the same time, there's like we have a headset and we view the world the way we view it for survival. We don't actually see it for what it really is, right? Kind of like Plato's cave, where you're looking at shadows on the wall and you think this is what's reality, until one of them gets out of the cave and then sees the real world, right? So I feel like our existence is kind of similar to that type of thing. So when you think of it that way, that there's higher dimensional realities, right? Just not even, let's not just go crazy and, we don't have to get into the many worlds theory and all that, although I'm very interested in that too. But I just think that we only see a small spectrum of the light spectrum. You got infrared to ultraviolet, but that is a sliver of what's actually out there. So we're very limited to what we can experience. And you have these people who think that, oh, because we can't see it, taste it, touch it, smell it, it doesn't exist. Now, I think that's very self-centered and kind of, I don't know, just like a almost conceit, it's like a conceitedness, like maybe that's not even a word, but, to think that because you can't experience it, it doesn't exist, right? That's how it feels to me. I'm more open-minded. And I think that the universe, things in the universe, consciousness is very, I don't think that it's a, just this one in a billion chance, we're conscious beings. I think that consciousness is probably very widespread throughout the universe. And for people to think that that's not possible is also a form of conceit and self-centeredness, and just, almost how they used to believe in ancient times that the earth was the center of the universe. This type of mindset, right? And anybody who would challenge that would get ridiculed, in some instances, burned at the stake or worse. So I believe that there's definitely a hierarchy, and that we're experiencing a phenomenon, and that some of these experiencers are actually coming into contact with these higher beings. That's just my belief. You can believe whatever you want. But I think you're going to find it pretty interesting what Copilot says, and I think you're going to want to check out these videos of this footage. But the other thing I want to touch on is I don't think it's one phenomenon that we're dealing with here. I think there's multiples.
To get up to speed, on everything. He's starting his new job at the CIA, and the liaison officer mistakenly thought that Bush had been read in on the UAP subject. And so he started blabbing off about the latest on that. And Bush said, no, wait a minute, what are we talking about here? And the liaison officer told him, I thought you had been briefed on this by your senior staff. And he said, no, actually, I haven't been briefed on that topic, if yet, or if at all, I have not. And so the liaison officer then had already let loose the information, so he went ahead and completed the rest of that briefing, and that's when Bush learned about a landing at an Air Force base in New Mexico by a UFO, humanoid type, non-human intelligence came off the craft and actually met with uniformed senior Air Force officers and some civilian CIA personnel. And
okay,
they went off.
And you're referring to an event that is often just called the Holloman landing.
The
Holloman Air Force.
So
What's up? I want you guys to check this out. This is Robert Shake from Custodian File. It's on the screen right here next to me, what you're watching. And this is the Marina Del Rey, right? And these helicopters, they fly over these jetty rocks, and he lives right there. So he records from his house. It's like a 4K camera with 60 frames per second. He has these radar detectors. Anyway, these objects buzz these helicopters, and they'll set off his K-band on his radar detector, and then you see the things fly through the screen. But they're going so fast you can't see them with the naked eye. So then he slows it down, and then shows you in slow motion. And then he does the freeze frames and shows you the trajectory of the UAP. And this has been going on out there for years. And his channel's up. It's a Custodian File. You guys need to go check it out. But just look at this. Look at what's happening here, right? This helicopter's flying, and then bang, the thing just buzzes it. It's just amazing, man, and it doesn't make any sense. And these things they call them fast walkers. NRO actually had a label for them. And this is when you get into like Matthew Brown and Immaculate Constellation. Immaculate Constellation was on an unacknowledged special access program, and it was just designed to quarantine the data that they were picking up through satellite imagery and all kind of different instruments that they were recording these objects coming in and out of Earth's atmosphere, and also in low Earth orbit. And now you have these things, you know, he calls them dragons. So he didn't know what they were at first. He thought maybe they were dragonflies. Well, it turns out they're just these super fast moving UAPs. They must be drones because they're pretty small. But what are they doing? Are they doing some kind of reconnaissance, surveillance? Or are they checking the helicopters out? I'm not sure. You know, a lot of them military helicopters. He said in 2020 that the military put a 20-foot submarine in Marina Del Rey, and he thinks that they're studying this phenomenon. So check out Custodian File. UAPSD is another one, and Into UFO. They're just awesome. Awesome channels. Skywatchers, man. And the Skywatchers are the ones that's really going to push this thing forward. So I'll leave a link in the description for all those channels, for these Skywatcher channels that are recording these things. And yeah, man.
On January 12th, 2026, a mass UFO sighting took over multiple cities across Brazil, quickly becoming one of the most discussed UFO incidents in the country in recent years. Throughout the evening, residents from different states began sharing videos of what appeared to be the same
filmed over
unusual
Brazil
object
in
moving through the
2026.
night sky. Across the videos, the UFO
And
appears as a
multiple people, multiple angles, different people recording the same object in Brazil. And I just found this to be really compelling. You know, hopefully you're probably hearing it through my headset, but it was really an interesting case. And as you can see, but there's the fact that this was filmed by multiple people in multiple different places in Brazil. But the thing was moving low and fast. So I would have to think that it was like either different objects. Yeah, I think it's separate sightings of similar UFOs. You know. But they were trying to say that this was a Starlink launch. You know, that people were seeing satellites. Like I don't buy that this was Starlink. You know. Look at this one. Wow, that's a crazy one. Look at that. That's like a elongated Tic Tac, huh? That was in August of 2025. And if you remember the Rhode Island, there was a Rhode Island shaped like a propane tank or something that a pilot seen in Rhode Island. That was a recent one. But check this one out, this triangular one. It's pretty wild, man. See, I think these ones could be human-made, you know. The triangle ones, I feel like that's like a TR-3B type thing, you know. But look at this thing. Oh, wow. Oh, that was 3 different objects. Yeah, that's pretty interesting, man. Wow, that's crazy, huh? Let's go to the next one. By the way, I want you guys to make sure you check this dude's channel out. All right. I'll leave a link in the description. Look at that thing, man. But see how there's like that warping effect when the thing's flying? Yeah, that's strange. That's that warping that Eric Davis and those physicists talk about how to... Wow, look at this one. No.
However, many strongly disagree with this. The light pattern doesn't match a helicopter at all, especially the idea of lights arranged around the rotor area and a large green light on the underside.
Wow, man, this is crazy. That's that gravity bubble, man. See how it's warping the space around it? That's typical UAP behavior, man. And look, they're trying to shoot at the thing. Can't do nothing to it. I don't know. What do you guys think, man? All right, we got some more here. I want you guys to check some of these out. They're pretty cool. And look, man. So here we go, right? This was taken from a space shuttle far above Earth. Look at these things. Now tell me they're not moving like with intelligent behavior here. Like they're controlled, right? What is that? That's crazy, man. It's like it's checking the shuttle out, you know, seeing what they're up to. Yeah, that's not debris, man.
years since, many still replay those frames, wondering what truly moved.
Hit the like, subscribe, share it to a friend, share it to two friends. I'll see you tomorrow.